Hey, I'm Chris Cooper, and we're going to do a 10-day test of your fitness business. We're going to start from the ground up. We're going to audit how everything is working, and we're going to fix it as we go. On the first day, we're going to audit one part of your business. On the second day, we're going to fix that part of your business, or at least hire the people to fix it. On the third day, we'll move on to the next part. And the first one is your physical operations, your space, your equipment. So what we're going to do is a physical walkthrough of your space. Now, this is my gym, and I picked this spot on purpose because this is kind of a dark corner. Yeah, it's dark outside, but we also want to make sure that when people are coming in out of the dark in the early winter morning or whatever late at night, that they see a lot of bright light. So we're going to start back here in the back corner where I store my med balls and my plyo boxes over here. And what we're going to do is test to see if this bathroom actually has a light. Okay, yeah, light comes on, fan comes on automatically. Okay, toilet paper, paper towel, sink is clean. There's disinfectant stuff here. What could we use in here? Well, we could probably use a mirror. So I'm going to take out my checklist and I'm going to add mirror to bathroom number 1. The next thing that I see is med balls. I'm going to check my med balls. Are they clean? No, this one has some scuffs on it. Okay, it's not chalk prints or anything. This basic walk around is going to tell me, do I have light bulbs burned out? Am I missing toilet paper, supplies? Do I have all my cleaning stuff? Is my equipment in good shape here? Okay, anything loose, anything need to be tightened down? My rings, are my straps getting worn? And I'm gonna actually audit my physical plant, basically inside and out. I'm looking for missing light bulbs. I'm trying to see things through the customer's eyes. What would they see as they walk in? Is everything clean? Is my space and equipment well maintained? Do I need paint anywhere? And it's just the fundamental basics like this. Are my ropes getting kind of worn down? I can take a look at, we've got our ropes kind of strung up here so they're out of the way. Does everything kind of make sense? I can go into the bathrooms, I can check the showers. Got a light here for you, okay? I can basically check to see is everything well lit? Uh-oh, here we go. I found a burned out light bulb. So that's gonna go on my list. And now what I'm gonna do is spend tomorrow fixing those problems. Day 2 is going to be going to the hardware store, buying light bulbs, setting up a supply process for my toilet paper. If I've got a serious problem, hiring a plumber to fix it, some paint, basically fixing all the problems. Now that's 2 hard days because the audit is not easy, but the fixing can actually take longer. If you've got a bigger problem that actually requires professional help, then on day 2, you're just hiring that person and booking the job to get it done. The third challenge of our 10-day test is a test of your retention systems. What do you have in place that's going to keep clients longer? Retention is a multiplier of all of your sales. It's awesome to sign up a client, but if you can keep that client for a longer period of term, that means you need fewer clients and less time marketing, less time selling. So what I want you to do is pull out your client journey. And if you don't have this, you can get it in our ramp up program. Pull it out and actually track, how often am I touching base with people in the first 90 days? What am I saying? What are they learning? What is my on-ramp process? How often do people graduate from my on-ramp process and move into a longer-term program like classes or personal training? How often am I testing them again? Where do people drop off? What systems do I have in place? We use level method for testing my clients and showing them their progress. How do I check my clients' progress against their goals? How often do I do a goal review with them? What's my intake process like? How can I improve adherence in my classes? And so what you're doing here is basically working from your client journey and saying, how can I improve all of these steps? This sounds like an easier challenge than the ones that you've just gone through with your facility and your operations, but it's really not. This is where you really need to dig in. However, this is where you can really see improvements in your sales because retention is a multiplier of everything else. If you can keep a client longer, your business will do better. Tomorrow, your job is to improve these things. So after you take out your client journey today, tomorrow you're going to work on your retention systems. You're going to look at the data and say, what does it take to keep people longer? What tools do I need at intake? Okay, we use an InBody here that will help people measure the actual goals that they're trying to track. And then how often do I need to meet with them? Where do people drop off? What do I need to change? This is where mentorship is really important, but data is critical. You need to know your own data. You also need to know what works at different points in the client journey, and this is where mentorship can really help. So this is actually a step that we do in our ramp up program, but it's something that we're always working on forever. Third challenge in your 10-day test is your retention. The fourth challenge in our 10-day test is to measure your sales systems. So we're going to do a couple of things here. To audit how good you are at sales, the first thing is we're going to make sure that you've got the equipment that you need to sell with. Now it sounds funny, but what you want to do is walk in your front door as a client, walk through your front office and say, is there anything that would make me not sign up here? Now I've got a dark front office here, so it's a little bit hard to see. But when you come through my front door, okay, what would you see that would make you want to sign up or not sign up? Is it bright? Is it well lit? Are you sending the right kind of messages about your service? Do you have good branding? Is it warm and welcoming? What's it smell like? That's really important. That first impression is pretty much critical. Then, as you walk toward your sales office, what do you see that's out of place that might tell a client, like, this isn't for me? Okay, well, we're walking past a coffee pot here. I'm not sure that's awesome. Then you need a private, dedicated space to sit down with the client, talk about their goals, and they know that you're going to treat them confidentially, so you need to be able to close a door. You need to be able to talk to them sitting down where they're comfortable. You need to be able to measure what they want to measure. This is our InBody, because a lot of our clients come to us looking to improve their aesthetic or lose weight or lose body fat or gain muscle. We measure what they want to measure, and that's for us the InBody. You can use something else. Then we're going to sit down and we're going to listen. We're going to talk about their goals. We're going to make them comfortable. We're going to use a sales binder. So part of your test is, do I have a private space? Can I sit down somewhere with a client that they feel safe and secure and that their information is confidential? Do I have my prices and my programs written down in a sales binder? And if you've been following the prescriptive model with Two Brain and you've been going through our mentorship program, this is one of the first things that we have you do is get your prices and your packages down into a sales binder. Then from there, I would be auditing my sales process by doing a little bit of role playing. If you can't do role playing or you feel weird about it, just pull out your numbers. What's your set rate? What's your show rate? What's your close rate? Which one of those three are the weakest? And then tomorrow we're going to work on that. So in the 6th day of our 10-day test, your goal is to improve those things. If you don't have a sales binder, build one. If you don't have a private, secure, confidential space, build one. If you don't have a way to check client progress on the goals that they care about, then find a way. It doesn't have to be a $10,000 machine. It can be a tape measure. It can be, a plastic skin fold caliper off Amazon for like $10. Clean up your space, okay? You should have only the stuff that you need, not a broken rower. And you should be able to set aside time to sit down with people and talk about their goals. Finally, the last test of our 10-day test is your marketing. Look at your marketing plan. Now, if you don't have a marketing plan, you automatically know what you're going to be doing on the last day of our 10-day test. Look at your marketing plan. How often do you ask for referrals? How often do you post things organically? Do you have an email list set up that you post to every day? How often are you producing content? How often are you checking in with previous clients? Then, how often are you paying for advertising? What are you paying for, and what are your metrics? So our audit on day 9 of our 10-day test is to check your marketing plan. Now, we do this in our ramp up program because it is super important, and we do it after we audit everything else, because there's no sense just pumping leads into a leaky bucket or talking to the wrong audiences or bringing in people who are, cold about your service, or they're just going to leave again in 6 weeks after their first challenge is done. There's no sense bringing people into a low value service where you're competing on price. And so the last thing that we talk about is a marketing plan. Now, on the 10th day of our 10-day challenge, you're going to actually build a marketing plan. You're going to start at the middle of the target, okay? And you're going to work your way out. People at the center of that bullseye are your current clients. What are you marketing and selling to improve the value of your experience to them? Working our way out, the next one is the people who are closest to them in their life, the people they live with, the people they work with. How are you marketing to them with referrals? And then working our way out, the people who are like your best clients. How are you marketing to those people organically with your email list? How are you bringing back previous clients? Write a plan for that. And then finally, the last step would be marketing on Facebook or marketing with advertising. That could be yellow pages, that could be signage, billboards, it could be putting notices in the high school football program. Advertising is your last step. You need to have a plan for all of this though, and you need to be executing on each part of that plan consistently. It's not enough to do one and done, do one big push for client referrals, do one free bring a friend week, whatever. You have to be doing all of those things all of the time if you're going to have an effective marketing plan. If you're not, what's going to happen is what I'll show you in the next video, which is establishing the base of your marketing. If all you're doing is advertising, be that on Facebook, Instagram, or a big billboard, what you'll see is like spikes in interest and then drops. And if you haven't set up that foundation of client referrals, organic marketing, lead capture, then you'll always be going up and down and trying to get more and more leads and never really getting sustainable traction.